Mel, tighten up your shirt.
It ain't the first or the last Lord, he can get on my last nerves.
Did you hear Marcel telling Melody to button up her shirt? It sounds like she told him this isn't the first time he's seen boobies. Talk about disrespectful. Marcel would have never allowed Tisha to shoot a scene like that with Martell or anyone else.
It ain't the first or the last
Don't play me. You know I'm not about anything or anybody, so don't even play me like that. What I said is that it was disrespectful. That's what I'm saying to you. And so you need to recognize my feeling and how I feel about the situation. And don't ever throw those jealous words on me because you know I'm not. So stop doing it. Don't do that. That's not okay. Don't do that.
Hold up, y'all. Did you catch that wild scene with Tisha and Marsau? It's like she was about to go full-on Jerry Springer. But let's talk about what's really going down. Even though this as old scene, but remember recently when Carlos King threw some serious shade our way, acting like we're all couch potatoes on weekends? Excuse me? Now here's the tea. Marsau crossed a line by calling Tisha jealous. That's relationship 101. Never go there. And I'm starting to think there's more to this drama. Is Marsau playing puppet master, making Tisha look bad to make Melody shine? It's giving me producer manipulation vibes. What do you think? Are we being played, or is this the real deal? Drop your thoughts below and let's crack this case wide open.
Married,
I didn't tell you to bring your ass over here.
Married.
I didn't tell you to come over here, and I'm almost not married.
Unbelievable. Just picture this. Melody barely dressed, flirting with Marsau, trying to prove he's a cheater. But here's the tea. Why is she so invested? Could it be that Melody herself has a hidden history with Marsau? I mean, who hates the wife but hangs with the husband? Something's not adding up. And let's not forget Letitia. Girl, why are you letting them drag your name through the mud on national television? This whole situation is messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. What do you think? Is there more to this story than meets the eye? Like I said, they were tearing down Letitia in order to lift Melody up. But it's sad when your own husband helps.
Don't cry.
Nobody's crying about you, Marcel. Nobody. Even Tisha ain't gonna be crying about you when she leave your ass.
Why would you want Tisha to leave me?
I ain't say I want her to. I just got a
You want my kids to grow up in a single home?
Too much.
If you enjoy this type of content and real talk, please help by sharing it. I would really appreciate it. Now, as for what's coming the Scots way, it doesn't look promising. But let's not forget that Carlos King created this show, as he said, for our Saturday entertainment. I couldn't help but notice his shade when he suggested we should be out touching grass, which some of you might have missed.
Some of you guys are not fans. I would never disrespect my audience by calling you mean MFers fans, because you're not. You are not good people. You're not good people to sit up here and contact places and cops because of your disdain for a person who is brave enough to entertain you on a Saturday night.
Y'all, the tea is scalding hot. Let's dive into this Carlos King drama. 8 seasons of complaints and suddenly he's addressing it. Suspicious timing, right? It's like he's been riding that high horse, oblivious to the real puppet masters stirring up trouble. But we see you, Carlos. The fans aren't blind, and we're pretty sure you aren't either. It's wild how it took Stormy quitting for him to finally speak up. And don't even get me started on how they're all out here defending Melody like she's untouchable. Come on now, let's call a spade a spade. It's time to pull back the curtain and expose who's really fanning these flames. Trust and believe, the truth always comes out in the end. Are you ready for the real tea?
Anyway, let's move on. I can see as clear as day. If the Scots decide to come back, the next season of this reality show is set to be a roller coaster of emotions and turmoil. I'm stepping back because it's time to elevate. It's crystal clear to me that Marsau and Tisha's marriage is about to face some serious scrutiny. As the saying goes, with great gifts come great responsibilities. And the next season, the Scots are in for a challenging ride. Production is gearing up to have Marsau and Melody film together more than ever, and you can bet that sparks are going to fly. Carlos King has already hinted at their undeniable chemistry, but let's be real, this is a recipe for disaster, especially for Tisha, who seems to be caught in the crossfire of their drama.
Don't play mean, you know I'm not about anything or anybody, so don't even play me like that. What I said is that it was disrespectful. That's what I'm saying to you. And so you need to recognize my feeling and how I feel about the situation. And don't ever throw those jealous words on me because you know I'm not.
It's infuriating how the production team seems to ignore Tisha's feelings, whether it's all scripted or not. This show is supposed to reflect real life and Black excellence, but the way they manipulate situations feels downright dirty. Tisha has been battling against Melody since season 1, and the fact that a woman with a so-called dark spirit can still be around her and her family is absolutely unacceptable. I can clearly see why Melody is targeting Tisha's marriage. Looking back to the very first season, I remember a moment when Melody and Tisha were chatting on what appeared to be a front porch, discussing the possibility of their husbands cheating. At that time, I think Melody believed that Tisha would eventually reveal her own struggles with infidelity. When Tisha confidently stated that her husband would never cheat on her, it seemed to trigger something in Melody, prompting her to go to great lengths to prove otherwise, even resorting to flirting with Marsau. This is likely why production included so many scenes featuring Melody and Marsau together. Remember, reality shows can be quite cutthroat, so let's take a look at a clip from that very first season.
Our husbands have been friends for a long time, and they know a lot about one another. My husband has never cheated on me. Let's be clear about that.
Hey guys, look, I just had to come on and say this right here, even though I said I was just going to go ahead and make my video and call it a day. But that little clip that I just showed, that episode, when it had aired, that is what had triggered Melody, because I believe, and it's just my opinion, that Melody was upset because she thought that Tisha was going to go ahead and, address some things when it comes to her marriage so they can have something to talk about. Maybe Tisha decided, I'm not going to go ahead and put my marriage out there, for other people entertainment, which I don't blame her, because this is her real life. Just because Melody chose to throw her marriage out there, Tisha refused to go ahead and do the same. So I think that's what had triggered Melody, where she rolled off of that for 8 years, because Melody, she could not stand the fact that when Tisha had said that her husband would never cheat on her, so she wanted to go to the ends of the earth to prove it a lie, which most likely they already know, but they wanted her to put it on this reality show. But Tisha was not going to allow her real life, her marriage, her family to be someone else's entertainment. And that right there had caused a rift. And that's how I see it, and I'm going to say allegedly, because to me, this is for entertainment purpose only, which, I'm pretty much done when it comes to these reality shows. But Melody, she was upset because Tisha didn't want to talk about her marriage. And after that, how I see it, that she went on an assignment to pretty much try to crush Tisha. She didn't want it to have anything to do with Tisha anymore, even if she would go and film with Marsau and leave Tisha out. Now, tell me, how can you hang out with my husband, but you hate me? Make it make sense. And then that clip that I showed you earlier, which, most of what I'm showing you right now, is throwbacks, but sometimes you got to go into the archive in order to get some stuff out, because, these people don't believe it. And by I'm visual, I can make it come alive, which people, they still going to have their opinion. But the clip that I had showed you, where when Marsau and Melody, they had met up with each other, Melody had her breasts hanging all out, where Marsau was telling her, close it up, I'm married, to the fact, which, I know he was joking, but still of all, that's what I'm talking about, how they disrespect Tisha.
I heard it was being talked about, all about Tisha and Marsau.
They see all this, but they're not going to call it out because it's behind their pocket. Like I said, this has been going on since the beginning. So I want to know what else is going to take, because as you can see, she's already going to say she gets her information from YouTube.
Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube now. Listen, you said you had proof. I'm going to pull up this tweet for you, though. I'm going to pull up this tweet. I got proof.
Ooh, Tisha got patience, because nowhere in the world I would be sitting there arguing with another woman. I would be like a Porsche. I would have dragged her across the floor. But no way in the world, I don't care how much money that they offer me. Ain't no way in the world that I can put myself through all that. It's not worth it. And I'm pretty sure that next season, if they do come back, they're going to go even harder, especially if they bring Martell and Ariane, because like I had said before, they are not going to bring Ariane on to go after Melody. It's not going to happen. What they're going to do, if Ariane do come on, they're going to use her to go after Marsau and Tisha. And that's real talk. So guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And also I have a little bonus package. I went ahead and put together a little, AI video. If you want to go ahead and watch it, you can. But this right here, this is a lot. And I don't think I can continue just putting my energy to this. And that's real talk.
If the tables were turned, Marsau would have shut that down in an instant. Let's face it, the only people who can truly destroy Tisha and Marsau's marriage are themselves. The pressure of reality TV is palpable, and one can't help but worry that they might sacrifice their love story for the sake of ratings, just like Martell and Melody did. It's a tragic cycle that viewers have seen play out before, and it's heart-wrenching to think Tisha might be heading down the same path. As we brace ourselves for the upcoming season, one thing is crystal clear. Tisha needs to put her foot down and take control of her narrative. If she doesn't, it's going to be a roller coaster ride filled with tension, heartbreak, and drama that will leave audiences gasping for breath. The focus may shift to Tisha and Marsau, but it's likely to be fraught with conflict, rather than the loving relationship we all hope to see. So, are you Love and Marriage Huntsville fans are ready for a season filled with jaw-dropping moments and emotional upheaval? Will Tisha stand strong against the forces trying to tear her marriage apart? Or will she and Marsau fall victim to the very drama that surrounds them? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure. I can't take another marriage being ripped apart just for people entertainment. In summary, if Marsau and Tisha choose to sign on for another season, their marriage will undoubtedly come under fire. I can already sense a storm brewing in Huntsville, ready to unleash chaos, leading us to question, is it truly worth it? Personally, I'm ready to shift my focus, as this show has become quite draining. So please support this channel by sharing for more updates, unapologetic content.